You see? Your mustache scares all the girls.
I'll draw at least the top hat and the mustache.
And he's got this weak-ass, thin French mustache.
You don't have a mustache.
Okay.
Look at his little mustache hairs!
Percy was fat and had a big black mustache.
Hello? In your paper, do I have a mustache?
An older face, and with a mustache, but the same face.
When you go lunching with hunky mustache men, and don't tell me about it.
Mustache.
Moustache.
Okay, look, shut your mouth. I know mouth to mouth.
All better.
He put them both into his mouth.
By putting your paws in my mouth.
Good medicine tastes bitter to the mouth.
The dots on his, around his mouth.
Yeah, it's like a...
The human mouth has 3 major functions.
But Alec put it into her mouth.
I put my foot in my mouth.
Please open your mouth and say, ah.
Mouth.
Mouth.
Do you like the movies? Dark at the movies.
I love movies. My wife called me a movie fan.
Isn't there a family movie night, too?
Yeah.
We can go to see a movie.
They advised filmmakers on appropriate movie content.
It's my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah? Just to the movies? What about you?
Movie.
Movie.
So you guys have to do is muscle confusion.
His thin arms were corded with muscle.
Mr. Capone, need some extra muscle.
I feel like I got muscles where I've never had muscles.
My muscles had no power to contract.
Crab and Goyle flex their muscles, threaten.
Good thinking. I'll just be the muscle.
The soldier waited without moving a muscle.
I said purple. It's the muscle carved up in...
Muscle.
Muscle.
What kind of museums do you like? History? Science? A children's museum?
The patrons of the museum contributed the money for the new museum building.
Oh, the museum! Have you ever been?
The museum is open to the public.
Going to all those museums and cathedrals, it's fantastic to...
It's a museum again. Can I... Oh.
There are many museums, shops, and cinemas.
You have a museum in your closet?
Him and his papers getting published. Other people are satisfied.
I should put you in a museum.
Oh, no, hang on. That's the Cathedral Museum.
The museum's solution was neon orange shirts with a museum logo.
Well, we went to a lot of museums.
Museum.
Museum.
I like music. My sister likes music, too.
Oh, I love music.
Hey, music. You like music?
And the music.
I like music.
Well, in music, the words in the music are called...
And the music's really cute as well.
I want to join the music club.
Rap music comes from African American music.
The radio stations are playing Christmas music.
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 What's wrong? I thought you loved musicals.
Cats. Hated the musical, loved the animal.
Oh, that sounds real musical, doesn't it?
I watched the same musical you did.
You musical in any way, Caleb?
It turns out pigs are crazy musical.
Anything except tickets to Menopause the Musical.
Sorry, I will withdraw my musical opinions.
Are you able to play any musical instruments?
Magnificent costumes were made and musical bands created.
The musical had a run of 1 month.
Musical.
Musical.
But rock musicians usually play together.
Are you really a musician?
Who's not a musician, Morty?
Me!
Jazz musician Lionel Furbus playing Sister Kate.
Chopin's family was a musician. His father played...
I'm a jazz musician in New Orleans.
I thought you guys said you were musicians.
just moved from Ireland. My dad's a musician.
Joseph was, in many ways, a frustrated musician.
Influential musicians like Bob Dylan and Joan Baez.
It's a home for poets, musicians, and artists.
No, I'm just evolving as a musician.
I know musicians are outside your daily round.
You know, real musicians, they don't wear eyeliner.
You should be a musician, not a gangster.
All of you, music lovers, future musicians, future professional musicians on stage.
Musician.
MUSICIAN.
The Flamingos had a nap. They all
use their nap times to cry.
National Napping Day raises awareness of the benefits of napping.
I'm gonna take a little nap, okay?
Take a nap at beaches?
It's called being your own nap captain.
just got him down for his nap.
How's that nap schedule coming along?
What, and the nap thing, that was just...
Nap.
NAP.
First, our biogenic nature, our neurophysiology.
I hate sports and nature.
And that is like a crime against nature. Not nature, fashion!
Let's see. How about the Nature Museum?
Nature was important to their spiritual beliefs.
The problem is basically twofold in nature.
Nature's hungriest predator, the great white shark.
That's not really how nature works, man.
Surprisingly simple suggestion.
That's the nature of sort of reality for Plato.
It makes sense as a second nature.
Theater is by its very nature ephemeral.
Nature.
NATURE.
Yeah, my arduous journey, however, was for naught.
That's not but truth, Mr. Ariel.
Are you?
Shall I have naught that is fair, saith he?
They say there is naught but stone at the heart of Castley Rock,
Past mid the graves where rank is not.
There ain't naught amiss with her rudder, said the foreman. There she lies with the red streaks.
Naught, said he, but to keep out his gate. That it cannot bide me because I swear at him.
Love gives naught but itself, and takes naught but from itself.
Not.
NAUGHP.
This huge stage presenteth naught but show.
Not.
NOUGHP.
Paul's have his neck and neck.
Yeah, it was real neck and neck there for a while.
The last I heard, it was neck and neck between him and Maddie.
He has him neck and neck.
Hey, blowfish, suck on my neck.
Thanks.
What's wrong with your neck?
A freckle on their neck.
In your neck, the foot.
Then he sheared Pete's neck and middle. Then...
This skin came down below his neck.
B. My neck has been hurting recently.
It had tried to bite his neck.
My neck!
Oh, Willie's still alive.
Look at his neck, for God's sake.
No, to test his neck strength.
Neck.
NECK.
In the term net neutrality,
Weekly estimated net
net usage statistics.
Sometimes I just like surfing the net.
Skechers' net income was $209 million.
The annual net usage statistics are in.
Netted stockings in a veil, yes please.
Charmeuse strapless with the net overlay.
And in life, there's no safety net.
Maybe this is my father's fishing net.
Is that the netting from our tent?
The bank's net profits plunged 71% last year.
Don't worry, the net's going to be electrified.
Net.
NET.
Back, this newspaper reminded me of the other newspaper.
The comics on the newspaper.
That evening, we looked in the newspapers.
All the big newspapers are conservative.
Did the newspapers know I'm here?
The one with all those horrid newspapers.
She changes my newspaper, yo. She's aight.
Newspaper.
NEWSPAPER.
Well, I'll say good night.
Good night.
Good night, Father.
Good night, Mother.
Good night.
Good night, Mr. Branson.
Well, good night, boys. Good night, Paul.
A night owl is someone who stays up late.
What did you do last night?
What?
Joey cried last night.
You'll have to stay the night.
Brightly shone the moon that night.
It's lovely to meet you, Carrie.
I've killed brothers of the night swat.
And they run quite late at night.
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 It's driving me mad. That noise!
Noise from transportation is one major source of noise pollution.
Make the noise. Please make the noise.
It's industry jargon for closet noise.
You're making so much noise.
Yes.
Okay, because of the noise. Very good.
Don't make such noise. People are staring.
This noise is really pissing me off.
What was that loud noise?
She asked. Don't let that noise knock you off course.
What helps us cut through the noise?
Sheldon, don't make that noise. It's disrespectful.
But creating that noise...
Too smart. Makes noise when she eats.
And there are noises from the attic.
They make noises when they are hungry.
Noise.
NOISE.
The rear north. The North Tower.
He is from the north of China.
He's headed north, the old man said.
But colder than the North Pole? Why is that?
2. The North Wind and the Sun.
Researchers surveyed communities in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Blow, wild wind, from the icy north.
It's about an hour north of here.
Where was it going? North or south?
During which he defected to North Korea.
Tywin Lannister has given me the North.
The Starks have always ruled the North.
To the north of north-northeast.
Your father was warden of the North.
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 Northeast of the giraffes, there's a bridge.
500 kilometers, 300 miles northeast of Santiago.
And giving their northeast corridor to Mohawk.
And all of that. I mean, the American Northeast became sort of a conurbation.
Northeast? The Northeast's railway network is creaking.
Besides, I grew up in the city in the Northeast.
Go up through the Northeast and through the middle.
Have you ever been to Maine? The Northeast Harbor area?
Here in the Northeast, our natural disaster is Lyme disease.
And you've also visited the northeast of our country.
Northeast.
NORTHEAST.
The wind is northwest and getting stronger.
The winner of the contest is Pacifica Northwest.
Now, it's a major place of interest in northwest China.
Northwest China is part of the Sandstorm Center in Central Asia.
In the northwest of the city is the Reed Flute Cave.
If you've ever taken a road trip through the Pacific Northwest,
when a section of the Northwest Territory
in Northwest had to sell his man.
Northeast.
Out from the woods of the Great Northwest.
Pacific Northwest is like ripe.
Northwest.
NORTHWEST.
I mean, face to face. Nose to nose.
What's in your nose? What's in her nose?
I have dogs that unstuff noses, too.
Can be a chore, but runny noses serve a useful purpose.
She has his nose, his black hair.
I blew my nose in the sheets.
That nose is a Dr. Brodsky.
Richard Dalrymple bit me on the nose.
What?
Your nose is blue.
3 nipples, no nose? He's a delight.
You just punched me in the nose.
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 In fact, none of your notes have been notes.
We're on to you. We've compared notes.
There's a note, said Ron suddenly. A note fell out of it.
The Easter Bunny left you the note?
Yes, okay. I'll take notes, shall I?
I'll bring a doctor's note in tomorrow.
Oh, please make your notes, dear Mr. Borange.
By the way, she left a note.
I'd like to break $100 note.
You pass notes to various little birds.
Noted. I am right sometimes, you know.
Note.
N-O-T-E.
Nobody noticed him because he wasn't tall enough to be noticed.
And you didn't notice anything unusual?
I notice you're sweating from your brow.
Have you noticed the girl in pink?
Or him. I noticed the tide is coming in.
Thanks for coming on such short notice.
At first, nobody noticed the child's disappearance.
Oh, it's you, Ben. I didn't notice.
But soon, we noticed something was wrong.
Notice.
N-O-T-I-C-E.
Nurse, I need a telephone. Now.
Nursing field. You go into the nursing field, there's blood all the time.
A nurse. He's just a nurse. Oh, fuck. Mama, no.
As nurses, we are licensed to provide nursing care only.
Last job.
Gardener. Private nurse.
Me.
Our motto was, what? We want to help.
I must see the dentist now, nurse.
Nurse Baker, would you come in, please?
Security guard, gardener, cook, maid, private nurse.
The nurses look after me quite well.
Nurse Heisel, why don't you step out?
He was one of my best nurses.
But Melanie was at home nursing Ashley.
Safe, wet nurse if I get lucky.
There are good doctors and nurses here.
Nurse.
N-U-R-S-E.
Then she's eligible to join the nursery, which is supervised by a qualified nursery nurse.
The nursery. You didn't tell her?
The world is a much larger nursery.
I left my phone upstairs in the nursery.
Into the nursery today.
It's true. I eat nothing but nursery food.
Bunny gave Charlotte a tour of her nursery.
We're going to turn the basement into a nursery.
How does she go to nursery? Does your younger sister go to nursery by car?
The nursery teacher made the children sit bolt upright.
Yes, thank you. Why would Susan need a nursery?
It's good for nothing but school and nursery food.
What about me? Collect the trays from the nursery.
Nursery.
N-U-R-S-E-R-Y.
Nursing field. You go into the nursing field, there's blood all the time.
But Melanie was at home nursing Ashley.
Are you ready to try nursing again?
I have no objection to your nursing him.
The mother appeased the baby by nursing him.
When I put Mom in that nursing home.
She went to the nursing home to show.
Have you had any nursing experience?
It was the nursing home, and
He's ready to stop nursing.
Come on.
She started her nursing career when she was 33.
Nursing.
N-U-R-S-I-N-G.
Pipe down, you annoying nut job.
Like these coconut mocklet holiday nut bars.
Some kind of a soap opera nut.
You're like a health nut, aren't you?
No, it's not fitness nut, Jane Fonda.
Mom's kind of a nut log.
I was different. Olivia was a nut.
Recap.
You keep breathing fun.
Here are the nut trees,
said Mother Bear.
Like these coconut mocklet holiday nut bars.
You know, the hazelnut, actually not a nut.
He's not going to some fucking nut house.
Nut.
N-U-T.
A balanced diet provides nutrition for your body.
Spinach noodles are rich in nutrition.
And let's talk about nutrition, as in calorie counts.
To make smart choices about nutrition. The importance of healthy nutrition.
Well, this isn't just about nutrition. Do you want them to...
Some senior nutrition programs would be paused.
We do not instruct women in nutrition or hygiene.
The reproduction rate of the aphid is influenced by nutrition.
But the choices we make are not just about nutrition.
You don't really need to be PhD in healing or nutrition.
Nutrition.
N-U-T-R-I-T-I-O-N.
His objective was to finish by October.
It's something I could say very objectively.
Well, now, let's look at this objectively.
But not the objective, detached kind.
No. You guys can't be objective.
The FBI's primary objective in investigating fugitive matters is...
The objective is a follow-up meeting, nothing more.
Our objective remains unchanged, declared Secretary Pompeo.
CODIS offers objective conclusions rather than opinions.
Maybe you could say something objective.
Don't assume that your perception is the objective truth.
Objective. objective.
What's the occasion?
Oh, no occasion. So what's the occasion? No occasion.
What's the occasion? Deb's...
I thought it would be the ideal occasion.
Yeah. What's the occasion?
Oh, you look nice. What's the occasion?
On the rare occasions he was conscious.
Nixon will lower himself to the occasion.
What is a special occasion?
He's a drinker as well, on occasion.
We do a little business on occasion.
There was no acting required on certain occasions.
To him, this seemed perfect for the occasion.
God, no. Charles, this is only a semi-formal occasion.
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 Current occupant. That's us. We've got mail. Fantastic.
Can't the occupants open it on their own?
Their brightness might unexpectedly attract certain dangerous occupants of these waterways.
In August 1944, German security police discovered the hideout and arrested its occupants.
This had only one occupant, a man sitting fast asleep next to the window. It was smelly and very noisy because the occupants of these cages were all squeaking, squawking, jabbering, or hissing.
Sort of like identifying the occupants of a completely dark room by shouting out a few names and seeing who answers.
What the occupants had to say upon finding an unattached head rolling to a halt at their feet can only be imagined.
At the far end of the ward, flowery curtains had been drawn around two beds to give the occupants and their visitors some privacy.
In a separate attack on Sunday, eyewitnesses said a drone fired a missile at a vehicle in the same area in Abyan province, killing 3 occupants.
There, the last sleep of the Nautilus's occupants.
Some care centres can open only briefly each morning to admit new patients to be treated in the beds whose occupants have died overnight.
One danger is from unpredictable and potentially deadly solar flares, giant releases of stellar energy that would bombard the craft with radiation and fry its occupants.
Occupant.
occupant.
On June the 8th, we recognised the importance of the oceans with World Ocean Day.
Wait, do I smell the ocean?
Like Andy Garcia in Ocean's 11.
He was fishing out on the ocean.
The winds of the ocean blow hard.
Ocean is a friend of mine.
There are myriad fish in the ocean.
The dynamics of ocean waves are complex.
Little place on the Pacific Ocean. You know,
there are rivers, oceans, land, and forests.
The ocean and I have an understanding.
Ocean. OCEAN. Oculist.
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 The ointments. Ointments. Gregor got his ointments too.
Here's the ointment, Frank.
Oh, thanks.
This ointment is for external use only.
Get some ointment.
Yes.
Do you prefer ointment or cream?
She taught me how to make healing smokes and ointments.
The risk of being a fly in the ointment.
Ointment is made from the ingredient that makes chili peppers hot.
Madame Pomfrey was dabbing at his wounds with some harsh-smelling green ointment.
By 16, I was pickled with ointments, medications, peroxides, teeth corralled into steel prongs.
Cotzarelis says a magic scar-free ointment is probably a ways off.
This is folly, the small grey man said, while she dabbed at the wolf's bites with a stinging ointment.
It's a bit of a fly in the ointment, but they're being really cool, letting me re-enroll.
Ointment. OINTMENT.
No, splitting up wasn't an option.
As an option, you may use rosemary.
Okay, so do you have a better option?
I need at least one viable option.
Options, Tom.
And long distance definitely isn't an option.
Neither silence nor lies were an option.
Come on, man, there's always another option.
Chandler, give me that.
No, you got your option.
Did tell me what my other option was.
Yeah, but the turn-by-turn voice option isn't on. You know?
Option.
OPTION.
Who's giving orders? I need orders. My arms are tired.
Order. Who's the defendant today? I don't see anyone.
Cancel the order. Cancel the order.
I think he just wants everything to be ordered. That's what he wants. He just wants order.
You could be on Law and Order.
Listen and put the conversation in order.
So tip number 1, order your resources.
Here's the waitress. Let's order.
They will be trying to keep order.
Now, when I order pancakes for breakfast, I order just...
He ordered a plate of fried potatoes.
Good afternoon. May I take your order?
I would like to order my dinner.
Okay. One of our customers withdrew an order.
My wife ordered our meal in French.
A $25 million order now buys this.
Order.
ORDER.
This is an ordinary top hat.
The umbrella is a very ordinary object.
Generally speaking, most ordinary painkillers won't work.
I am as ordinary as they come.
Oh, you're no ordinary roommate, are you?
And on the other hand, an ordinary egg.
And we have this completely ordinary cylinder.
More than ordinary.
You want to know why I'm so...
Does anything look out of the ordinary?
Judged by ordinary standards, he was reliable. Ordinary.
ORDINARY.
Do the organizers build the stands?
And I'm the domestic one, the organizer.
I'm bound by closet organizer, organizee, confidentiality.
The organizer said it was his fault.
I thought she was bidding on a home organizer.
Called for an organizer? Professional organizer.
Organizers have called the project a social and artistic experiment.
I support the organizers, getting folks registered in their communities.
One of the organizers, Todd Kozane, told it
generally, organizers provide basic shells or modules, and then the exhibitors will compete themselves.
I've requested the TED organizers here.
Organizers say Asgardia has citizens who now live in more than 200 countries.
Organizers were the only ones allowed to take pictures.
Organizer.
ORGANIZER.
Original.
No, sorry, haven't seen them.
Original programming may be coming to Netflix.
Let us revert to the original subject.
It was abridged from the original work.
$10 is the minimum original deposit.
The real hum is singular and original.
Now, this is not an original.
That's 150 times its original value.
I told her that ours was an original.
Why did you do that?
I heard the original Star Trek theme. An original Minton package Wesley Crusher action figure.
Grace's daughter. She's a lesbian.
Original.
ORIGINAL.
I don't have outlines anymore. That's okay.
Script is really just an outline.
A communications specialist outlined a number of speech writing techniques.
But he did not outline what that was.
He was outlining some interesting plans for the future.
Communications specialist Dr. Max Atkinson outlined a number of speech writing techniques.
Through the fog, we saw the vague outline of a ship.
The affidavit did not implicitly outline... Oh, this is a T.
So we know the broad outline.
The new legislation was outlined by Interior Minister Shandor Pinter.
If possible, the apology should outline corrective actions that will be taken.
Outline.
OUTLINE.
Every month my wages would just replenish my overdraft.
There is hardly any corporate lending beyond short-term overdraft facilities.
Mr. Fabius, despite his millions, has a €30,000 overdraft.
But you already have an overdraft, Miss Abbey. In fact, your account is very rarely in the black.
The attacker, a former paramilitary border policeman, was apparently enraged that the bank had refused to grant him an overdraft.
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 During the Industrial Revolution, factory owners became more powerful than landowners.
And now the demand is high for indie theater owners like Josh Levin.
I sold it to the present owners.
He said hello to Paul, the owner.
He and Thomas, the pet store owner.
They asked why the owner was selling.
No, but the owners are very motivated.
The shrewd business owner made large profits.
New owner, I am killing it. New owner, I am sucking it.
And then his owner will...
Small business owner, backbone of the economy.
I'm the owner of a Miss Pac-Man!
I'm William, one of the club owners.
There is just one problem, said the owner.
Owner. OWNER.
Icebear needs to see proof of ownership.
Home ownership is not especially egalitarian.
Then, with changes in farming and in land ownership...
What was Mr. Moskowitz's ownership share diluted down to?
Does the principle also apply to domestic enterprise of different ownerships?
Now, all this private ownership, of course, had a public cost.
Sphere of influence, of course, is a code word for ownership.
Oh, I'm not taking ownership.
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 Can you take me to Oxford University?
It was there last weekend in Oxford.
Oh, you're not exactly a slouch, Mr. Oxford.
Notify the editors of the Oxford English Dictionary.
And apparently Oxford and the London School of Economics. That's what...
My name is Sandra, and I live in Oxford.
He's a graduate of Columbia, Harvard, and Oxford.
And sometimes at Oxford Circus in the centre.
They're like Oxford University and Cambridge University in England.
At Oxford, I spent a lot of my time gambling.
Oxford.
OXFORD.
That's quite a package.
So we package our activism and we package our message in art.
One package Phillips head screw. Check.
What's the package?
Nothing.
He carried a large package of books. The package was tied with red strings.
It was a package of hot dogs.
His visor in the original packaging. If you do...
Can I pick up my package here?
This care package is a joke.
The package says you have to constantly keep it moving.
It's smart, funny, beautiful. It's the whole package.
It's a real package from your dad. Love and position in one handsome package.
This is all part of the package. It's a package for Haley.
Open it.
Okay, Ed, to pick up a package? Wait.
Package.
PACKAGE.
He covered page after page with wild words of love.
Page after page, day after day.
Page 42, page 42, page 42.
Okay.
The page became the most followed page.
The fake page you made about me.
What fake page?
Hear the page and stand by me.
Westlaw Listen was prosecutor of record on pages and pages of cases. Set your page width to 60 characters.
I'm sorry, it's just too many pages.
Just the last 2 pages.
Finish with the sports page, Sherbs?
Those are just words on a page.
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 He's this French painter who painted...
You know, acrylic paints, oil paints, canvases, boards, easels, everything. You know.
House painter. He used to be a house painter.
If a painter only has one colour, red for instance, he cannot paint green trees.
The assignment was paint your pain.
She painted pictures.
No, she doesn't. The first painting was the last painting.
Could have made a painting of that.
Painting the world isn't a solo mission.
I love to watch my father paint.
Painting and screen printing, for example, for use on clothes and bags.
He is painting his new house now.
Yes, I want to paint it yellow.
I just love this painting, don't you?
Is that an authentic painting from Picasso?
Paint.
P-A-I-N-T.
Does it mean I only like your painting, but not other paintings?
The first painting was the last painting.
Could have made a painting about it.
Painting the world isn't a solo mission.
He's got to make a painting of it?
Painting and screen printing, for example, for use on clothes and bags.
He is painting his new house now.
All of his paintings were considered masterpieces.
Is that an authentic painting from Picasso?
Visitors stopped and looked at Molly's paintings.
You want to show my painting in public?
I'm painting. You know I love art.
Painting.
P-A-I-N-T-I-N-G.
$2 for one pair and $3 for two pairs.
Socks are only $2 for 3 pairs.
They must cross the lake in pairs.
You can also look at minimal pairs.
You must like this pair of earrings.
She needs a new pair of shoes.
In pairs, talk about your favorite sport.
There is also a pair of trainers.
Listen up, the pair of you.
It's had to be added in pairs. One.
I suggest the crested pair, sir.
Yeah, didn't you used to have a pair? I have one pair, and they're...
I'd like a pair of big glasses.
Pair.
P-A-I-R.
Is it just one palace, or is there many palaces?
The rooms of the palace were spacious.
Buckingham Palace, Admiralty Arch, and the Mall.
Sauce from Siam Palace.
You got it.
You can have gold, jewels, palaces, anything.
Of course, and the royal palace.
The royal palace was full of intrigue.
Buckingham Palace is the most famous one.
The Palace Royal didn't suit me.
You'll find Buckingham Palace in the UK.
Over Buckingham Palace.
Your prison is a palace.
The palace is in a bad way.
Palace.
P-A-L-A-C-E.
Should I be panicking?
The more you panic, the worse the panic becomes.
What's going on? Panic over, milady.
Who's panicking, Sophie? Go!
The few soldiers there withdrew in panic.
Why not?
Don't panic, this is better.
Oh, okay, don't panic. We can do this. Now don't panic. Are you in pain?
Sweetie, they said you had a panic attack. Is that panic fart?
Was he acting panicked? Was he winded?
Panic.
P-A-N-I-C.
Was it a piece of paper? What kind of paper? I wore a paper t-shirt and paper shorts.
What tools are used to make paper cuttings?
Scissors cuts paper. Paper covers rock. Lizard eats paper. Paper disproves Spock. Scissors cuts paper. Paper covers rock.
Little Pig is cutting some paper.
He stooped to pick up the paper.
I read the paper online every morning.
He wrapped his favorite books in paper.
Paper.
P-A-P-E-R.
There's a parcel for you.
Thank you.
Would you please forward a parcel to Mary?
He guessed the contents before opening the parcel. Do you want the parcel insured?
Then he showed me the contents of the parcel.
On her birthday, her arms were filled with gift parcels.
Would you like to send the parcel by airmail?
Please weigh it. And would you tell me whether this parcel is too large for parcel post?
I really need to send this parcel away this afternoon.
Excuse me, is this the parcel post counter?
We are sending you our sample by air parcel post.
Parcel.
P-A-R-C-E-L.
This is for my parents' anniversary.
You know, your parents are coming, Chandler's parents are coming.
Solid C parents!
His parents are too strict on him.
Relations between my parents have become difficult.
A child puts trust in his parents.
I was a single male parent. She was a single female parent.
I am in Miami with my parents.
Parents can't force them to do anything.
Parent.
Parent.
Our first stop was Shedding Park, a wild nature park.
And I parked my car in the back parking lot.
Sean Parker, found in Napster.
Nice to meet you.
The parking lot is on level 5.
Did you knock over a parking meter?
Caterpillars will eat pumpkin, said Miss Park.
The World Park is quite far away. We finally arrived at the park. They were playing football in the park.
Yeah, let's give it to Parker. Don't talk to them in the park.
That means twice as much parking, though.
Park.
Park.
The parking lot is on level 5.
Did you knock over a parking meter?
And I'm going to take your parking space.
Don't do that. It's no parking there.
That means twice as much parking, though.
Yeah, you're doomed, but your parking's free.
Come on, it's a dark parking structure.
Face closer to the entrance.
I'll save your parking spot.
Getting that parking pass back.
There's a parking lot right over there.
From a parking garage. Be the parking lot of a golf course.
Fred and Bishop are parking the car.
Rosa parking lot. He's hurt.
Maybe the parking lot.
Was she alone?
Parking.
Parking.
The participants were divided into two groups.
She was a participant in these campaigns.
What happened next depended on the participants.
Participants were patients already being treated with ECT.
The participants on the Digital Inclusion Day really benefited.
Questions. 1. Is the age of all participants under 83?
She hires program participants like Ty to...
And male participants had their testosterone levels checked.
They found hydrogen sulfide levels decreased in 8% of participants.
The second survey had nearly 7,500 participants.
Participant.
Participant.
The secret passages in the attics.
The passages to nationhood in Greek Macedonia, 1870-1990.
Directions. In this section, you will hear two passages.
Secret passages in the attics.
Yeah, Bernadette's diary has some saucy passages.
Directions. In this section, you will hear 3 short passages.
Passages of counterpoint are called points of imitation, points of exposition. Continues with modulating passages of free counterpoint. So harmonic patterns in cadential passages here.
The most successful passages juxtapose the personal and the political.
Bernadette's diary has some saucy passages.
This map showed a set of passages he had never entered.
Another thing that helps a camel conserve water is its nasal passages.
The mole digs holes and passages underground and makes its home in them.
Passages.
And my grandmother had the passenger seat.
This wonderful plane can carry 7 passengers.
Can I have the passenger's name, please?
B. The conductor is checking the passengers.
Finally, Harry was the only passenger left.
Day 4, the passengers were getting agitated.
None of our passengers can change this note.
Will all the passengers please get off here?
The boat capsized and 3 passengers were drowned.
Don't yell at me, I'm just a passenger.
There was one passenger. She's sitting over there.
There's a wallet here from some previous passenger.
European airports will pick up those passengers instead.
Passenger.
Passenger.
Furthermore, reading is not an expensive pastime.
Stripping can be a dangerous pastime.
I'm talking about America's favorite pastime.
And it kind of became our pastime to do.
Playing cards is our favorite pastime when we travel by train.
Interest in a hobby or pastime others might think is obsessive.
So what are the popular sports and popular hobbies and pastimes in Samoa?
Listening to music is the favorite pastime of many people all over the world.
Theatre is not often seen as being a pastime that many ordinary people do.
Now bonding over America's favorite pastime.
Today, while tea can be found pretty much everywhere, it remains a special daily pastime for the Brits.
So it has questions like, what are your hobbies or pastimes, and what is your favorite material, science or literature?
Nor are infants themselves incautious when alone in their pastimes.
The theme this year is a timeless tradition, and the decorations in each room reflect some of our country's most cherished pastimes.
Television has been the most popular pastime for children over the 20 years that their media habits have been surveyed by the marketing firm Childwise.
Pastime.
Pastime.
Doctors should be patient with their patients.
The patient means the one who waits.
Be patient. You can get it tomorrow.
Be patient, be motivated, be hardworking.
Should AIDS patients be isolated from others?
Thank you for being patient with me.
I learned to be calmer, more patient.
The patient is well taken care of.
Oh, look, it's my favorite patient.
Thank you for being patient with me.
Are similar to those of a patient pre-surgery. He was a terminal cancer patient.
Patient.
Patent.
We insist on payment in advance. We can't accept payment after arrival of goods.
When do you start the payment then?
Money, payment, is the means of control.
Now let's look at terms of payment.
90.
For the same payment?
A little bit more.
But your payments would have been lower.
And we'll just up Squirrels' payment.
Whoa!
The payment is placed in the bold.
Did you always make your payments on time?
Your reason for the refusal of payment is...
She gave me a kiss in full payment.
Payment has to be countersigned by the mortgager.
He said there's a big balloon payment.
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 To use the pedestrian flyovers.
Pedestrians, signs and signals of...
That wasn't like a regular pedestrian, was it?
How does he describe the noise for pedestrians?
Try not to hit any pedestrians.
But other factors also encourage pedestrians.
White stripes are drawn at the pedestrian street crossings.
See, what's he looking at?
Car, pedestrian.
There are no pedestrians on the sidewalk.
There are no pedestrians on the sidewalk.
Sergio, not all pedestrians have the right of way, okay?
At least 90% of these pedestrians are quite unknown to us.
That night, a self-driving Uber SUV hit and killed a pedestrian.
But they should have some more awareness and consideration for pedestrians.
He's charged with first-degree murder and the deaths of 10 pedestrians.
Pedestrian.
Pedestrian.
Liberal old age pensions had been agreed upon.
A war widow with a pension and rights.
The company executives were looting the pension fund.
My job, my pension.
22 years on the force, got my pension.
I haven't made any decisions on pensions, period.
Yeah, pension funds. Ooh, I'm gonna ruin you.
Of our pension fund. Oh. I fired him, but the...
Look, I swung it early.
I just found out Walter Gillis funded his pension.
Oh, one more year till full pension, and it's daylight.
Sure, the district cut his pension to save their budget.
But she isn't too worried about when she'll see her pension.
Pensions. Criticism of the pension changes straddles German politics.
Pension.
Pension.
Even the Employers' Federation has warned of pensioners' lost spending power.
Low-income families, pensioners, lots of children going hungry as well.
Unions, pensioners and retirees feel they'll lose money and vowed to appeal.
They hate being called senior citizens and old age pensioners, or by the initials of these words, OAP.
Pensioners can only retrieve funds in government-controlled territory, and many are physically or economically unable to get there.
The protesters, including pensioners, unemployed and disabled people, carried banners reading "Stop the Robbery" and "Dictatorship."
The ruling struck down more than €1 billion in spending cuts as unfair to public sector workers and pensioners.
The International Committee of the Red Cross says 2 German pensioners held hostage in Colombia since early November have been freed.
The most energy-intensive consumers are shielded from the feed-in tariff, leaving ordinary folk, including pensioners and the unemployed, to foot the bill.
They are ubiquitous. That means you can find them everywhere. People wear them across the globe. Men, women, kids, teenagers and pensioners.
George Osborne's third budget as Chancellor of the Exchequer did indeed reduce income taxes for low earners, while freezing the tax-free allowances for some pensioners.
Its figures suggest that most migrants not working are students, pensioners or are caring for children, and that the majority share a house with at least one person in work.
In his Bristol office, he scrolls through voter categories, selecting Labour-leaning, pensioners and Bishopston Ward, and generating a list that can be beamed via an app to canvassers' mobile phones.
pensioners.
1%, only 1%. So
the League got 18%, Berlusconi's party fell to under 14%.
So there's massive unemployment here, 15%, 25% in some areas.
We're called the fun percent.
Previously, that rate was 35%. The new law reduces it to 21%.
15% discounts for students are available.
8. We give 10% discount for cash.
He said crime was down 50%.
Guys, these next 3 days, 15%.
We don't. Not until it's 100%. I mean, why?
And the rabbi's beard? 100% horsehair.
Percent.
percent.
Movie critics extolled the young performer's acting.
And I am street performer, like you.
I am simple street performer from Estonia.
Jay, take it from a fellow performer.
He's a performer. I've seen his name.
Now it's time to admire the performer's eloquence.
His parents were both poor music hall performers.
What are you? A performer? What's with the costume?
The audience and the performer make the piece together.
Ms. Ott is used to comparisons with high-profile performers.
Eliza Clark won the prize for the best performer.
How do the performers perform on such a simple stage?
Many people around the world like to watch street performers.
1,000 performers in it.
Performer.
performer.
What is that perfume you're wearing?
I'm not wearing perfume.
Perfume, soap, shampoo, that sort of thing. I want to buy the perfume duty-free.
You smell like perfume and cigarettes.
I was in
Old lady perfume. I don't wear that.
Still smell the perfume.
Hello?
I'll get a whiff of perfume.
Is that why you dipped her in perfume?
Wow, this is an insane amount of perfume.
Did your father tell you they confiscated my perfume?
Sophie Ann's overstated perfume is all over this.
Beware of classical music, smelly perfume, and
perfume.
perfume.
Good? What was with period?
You know that restaurant in the Chambers Hotel with a period in the name? Town, period?
When was your last menstrual period?
And it's only a short period of time.
Well, there's always a period of adjustment.
But it was certainly a difficult period.
Lower the price back to a quarter. And that is end of discussion, period.
Hey, what are some other time periods, Rachel?
Like you're having your fourth period.
Familiar with the Ptolemaic period, then?
Period.
Period.
And I subscribe to various newspapers, magazines, and periodicals.
You haven't mentioned periodicals.
Periodically, I'll come back and talk about
this jellyfish, which periodically reverts.
Used a lawyer to periodically provide him with inside information.
Officers will be driving by your house periodically, looking for anything suspicious.
Because the properties repeated themselves periodically, the
You can't take out newspapers or periodicals.
I spend most of my spare time reading, and I subscribe to various newspapers, magazines, and periodicals.
Since then, North Korea has gone back periodically to using threats to get more money and food.
Periodical.
Periodical.
Perk.
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 PRK.
Working here without a permit is not permitted.
Permit me to lead the way, sir.
Smoking is not permitted in the cinema.
I cannot permit myself to go there.
We all have permits for these guns.
Again, that's technically permitted by the regulations.
You got a permit to destroy my business?
Would you permit me to pray for you?
This is all permit parking.
After tomorrow, all things are permitted.
I have your learner's permit, right?
Have you a permit to fish in this lake?
Oh, you got one of those flatland-only driving permits.
Permit.
PRMIT.
One person's tragedy is another person's excitement.
What makes one person sound eloquent and another person sound uneducated?
What kind of a person steals another person's car in broad daylight?
I'm a little person, an ordinary person.
Trina Baker is a very nice person.
Sometimes you hate the person you love. Plus,
also, don't keep listening to the same person.
Definitely a used furniture person now.
The only person I can trust.
Person can think anything they want.
Person.
PRSON.
Well, maybe it won't work out. Maybe Ross won't like her personality. Why, does she have a bad personality?
You should pick whoever has the best personality. It's not about looks, it's about personality.
It's their personalities.
They discovered many similarities in their personalities.
She's great looking, great personality. She's greatness.
Changing your personality to fit some girl.
You win men over with your personality?
And that photo really captures Bill's stellar personality.
Their different cultural backgrounds made for different personalities.
Scientists want to know what influences our personality.
How it rolls out your personality.
What should an HR clerk have in personality?
This type of personality can be very seductive.
Personality.
PRSONALITY.
You were talking about burying a dead pet.
Maybe he's in a pet store.
It's the name of her childhood pet.
Was in the market for a pet.
What is Monica's biggest pet peeve?
Some companies now offer pet benefits, such as pet insurance.
What's a pet peeve that you have?
Pet.
PT.
Petrol bombs and bricks have been thrown and cars were smashed.
It's like filling up a petrol tank.
New Jersey to refill with petrol.
Ran out of petrol? Who knows? We'll...
To passerby.
I've just run out of petrol.
The petrol tank in our car is empty.
The nearest petrol station is 5 miles away.
The petrol had nearly all been used up.
A petrol gauge shows the amount of petrol left in a car.
Petrol.
PTROL.
Okay, poison drill. Strong alkalis, acids, petroleum products.
And petroleum jelly, the worst tasting jelly.
Owned and operated by Emerson Petroleum.
Western Petroleum Association has come out against the proposed labels.
I have PhDs in chemical engineering and petroleum exploration.
Petroleum has been important since ancient times.
Petroleum extraction can have a negative impact on the environment.
Now, you see, Emerson Petroleum was going to lose this case.
We are the world's largest refiner and marketer of petroleum products.
The report centers on the activities of Russia's independent petroleum company.
Petroleum apocalypse, the education crisis, poverty, disease, not to mention the recession.
Hundreds. At that time, a method was found to make kerosene fuel from petroleum.
I'm Chung Jun from China National Petroleum Corporation. I'd like to see him.
This is not to say there will be no petroleum at this point.
Emerson Petroleum will have no choice but to settle.
The price of the petroleum has been raised too high during the last few years.
Petroleum.
Petroleum.
Decided to become a farmer instead of a philosopher.
The French philosopher Simone de Beauvoir,
as a philosopher has pointed out,
you make him sound like a Greek philosopher.
So some philosopher thought that we were.
I cited the Greek philosopher Socrates earlier.
The philosophers nowadays call it Plato's heaven.
Philosopher.
Philosopher.
Owen holds a photo. The photo is old.
I saw no photo.
Well, she has no photo.
See, look. These are the photos.
Most of my photos themes focused on.
Right, Miami. The photo.
Please write your name under your photo.
We took quite a few photos there.
I met somebody who recognized her photo.
Photos can be reproduced without negatives now.
I've heard you've been giving out signed photos.
Juanita says there are photos of her.
So this street, this is actually a great photo.
I've not seen the right photos.
Photo.
Photo.
He developed photographs of you sleeping.
He poses with Joe for photographs.
Photographs can be forged, eyewitnesses paid for.
Yeah, taking aerial photographs of some magazine.
Yes. I recognize you from your photograph.
Because I was photographed wearing them twice.
You think you liked my photographs?
This is a photograph of our village.
What's your secret to a killer photograph?
Photograph.
Photograph.
For a lady's maid to insult a physician in the open street.
The physician gave his sick patient some strong medicine.
My physicians say it relaxes the...
Well, not the whole board, just our primary physicians.
How does the Royal College of Physicians sound?
She was the senior physician on the case.
With your regular physician, in the mean...
Physician.
Physician.
The physics exam is over at last.
It's from the Institute for Experimental...
For biology, I probably would have gone into physics.
But the physics would be the same.
Yeah, and talked about physics with them.
I could teach you some rudimentary physics. Have you ever thought of teaching physics?
And then what? He did your physics homework with you?
Sheldon, I have a working understanding of physics. I am the William Shatner of theoretical physics.
Quantum physics, which is...
What?
Physics.
Physics.
And yes, a concert pianist on the side.
Stand in the way of a true pianist.
Okay. We were taking a vote here.
She was a concert pianist.
A pianist or a violinist must have a delicate sense of touch.
And he instructs the pianist.
This is not the route that a classical pianist normally takes, is it?
You told your mom I'm a Harvard-educated Christian doctor and also a renowned classical pianist?
Pianist.
Pianist.
Didn't know Frank played the piano?
Mary is very adept at playing piano.
How long have you played the piano?
Joe sold his old piano to me.
A famous piano teacher heard him play the piano.
No, I like the piano.
You like the idea of the piano.
Now, pianos were expensive, but the middle class has pianos.
By the piano, please. Move by the piano.
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 Is there anything else for our picnic?
What a beautiful picnic. My father beams.
Is it a picnic?
No.
Would you like to join our picnic?
We usually have a picnic somewhere nice.
Well, you're no picnic in bed either.
Majestic.
Why we never...
Puked in the picnic basket's an expression?
We should get you a picnic basket.
Getting old is no picnic, believe me.
We'll have our picnic in the People's Park.
Because of the rain, we cancelled the picnic.
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 When people think of carrots, they usually picture in their mind a vegetable that is long, thin, and orange. Robert Frank took the picture a few days after he was arrested and detained in the southern state of Arkansas.
Within minutes, he sent the picture of the 6 men raising the flag to the Associated Press headquarters in New York.
I like this picture. What do you like about the picture?
Picture.
Picture.
Statements. Remember the pie thing?
How's the pie here?
Not good.
Such good pie.
That's so wrong.
You make the best pie, honey.
And our entire pie would get big.
The pie. My mother used to make the best chocolate pie.
Why do you call Sheldon moon pie?
Many people eat turkey and pumpkin pie.
Stick into the pie.
Looks right. It's your best pie ever. True. Do we have a backup pie? Yes.
Thanks again for the pie.
You're welcome.
We'll carve them up like walnut pie.
People eat pigeon pie in the capital.
4th of July with no apple pie. Or
Pie.
Pie.
Nor did the pill spark the sexual revolution of the 1960s.
Dr. Yusuf said the single pill. Last week, a study was released about a new treatment that combines 5 medicines for heart disease in one pill.
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 His beak was pink. His flippers were pink.
Well, she's wearing pink, so I'm going to say pink.
It is a very bright pink. Is pink too bright for me?
Neville's round pink face went pinker.
Have you noticed the girl in pink?
It is pink and blue and yellow.
The pink one seems to be better.
He was pink from head to foot.
Here are the pink ribbons for Chestnut.
The tall pink foxglove bent his head.
Are the cheeks turning nice and pink?
I love that pink shirt.
Done worse for company.
Oh, they're definitely filling up.
You're here.
Pink.
Pink.
Traveling from place to place is now so much cheaper and easier.
It's different from place to place.
That's a happy place, let's be honest.
Exactly. The place is a dump anyways.
Many come from one place in particular.
On Sundays, we visit many famous places.
But then I found my calm place.
It's a great place to have fun.
God, your mind goes to dark places.
Place we talked about. Near Carbondale.
I've always wanted to try this place.
Is it your place to do so?
Place.
Place.
2 passive placements and 1 integrated placement.
For a London accent, placement's really important, so the placement's like really forwards in the mouth.
All those staggering revenues are generated by product placement.
Now, this variation in foot placement can appear pretty random.
When the quarterback has the proper hand placement.
Their placement addresses from you now?
She's starting a placement agency for maids.
Experiment with the placement of your knot until you find a look you like.
Also, partial nudity, product placement, dope explosions, and a killer score by Hans Zimmer.
As you can see, the placement of this punctuation mark.
But he praises the park's placement. Why?
My job is to determine if that placement is working.
Placement.
placement.
Plan, and he's so plan his little baby plan. Sadiq, you can't give it back. I have plans, big plans.
You just need to plan carefully and stick to your plans.
Abort the plan, abort the plan.
Oh, not just planned and rehearsed.
Maybe you should make a plan not to tell me to make a plan.
Month by month, her plan evolved into a campaign equal to a full-scale battle plan.
You see, the universe has a plan, kids, and that plan is always in motion.
Screw the plan. I planned on being a famous artist.
That's always the plan.
We have the concept of the plan.
But this baby has other plans.
They need to plan his little sub.
Plan.
plan.
About to meet another wedding planner.
Maker, a planner. I'm a doer. And
Get to the city planner's office.
He has a planner.
Let me check with Paul Platt, the party planner.
Oh, it's my wedding planner. She's driving me crazy.
Oh, then why is the party planner calling me?
I'm an event planner. I run my own company.
I came about your advertisement for senior production planner.
Well, our party planner is the it guy in Manhattan. And tomorrow.
It was torn down by enthusiastic 1960s town planners.
That sounds like a real headache for the urban planners.
Planner.
planner.
States will compete for more than $4 billion in grants to support the best plans for improving schools.
11. Mr. Branson says he plans to bring his son and daughter and his parents with him on the first flight.
Plans.
plans.
The gun was planted. It was planted.
I like the way you plant my plants.
Plant trees. There was a large plant in a plant pot outside the door.
An onion plant is old in 9 weeks.
The plants sprouted from the ground a week after I planted.
Myriad of plants come to life.
There are no beautiful, colorful sea plants.
They eat the plants in the trees.
There are so many plants here, too.
All tea comes from the tea plant.
He helps plant newspaper articles about him.
Good. Next to this plant.
You planted more hair on your head.
Plants versus zombies? Are you not?
Plant.
plant.
Planting them every 2 or 3 weeks would provide a continuous harvest into the fall.
Roots of Peace supports the planting of native crops and the employment of landmine victims to farm the cleared land.
Planting.
planting.
He makes sweaters from used plastic bottles.
That's not my cup. Mine was plastic.
He put everything into a plastic tray.
My plastic surgeon gave me a great deal.
What's in his plastic bag?
It's soybean.
It doesn't. It wasn't plastic surgery.
You spent $1,200 on a plastic bird?
Done.
You thought our maid had plastic surgery.
Aaron field plastic.
Suffocated. It's previous.
Not he specified.
He's not wood, he's made of plastic.
It's around the corner.
Where do you want the plastic?
Plastic?
A few questions too. Sure. Plastic toothbrushes?
I use a compostable bamboo toothbrush.
Plastic. Plastic.
These are not your plates!
The cakes are on the plates. The plates are on the table.
Robbie, would you bring the dessert plates? And
he ordered a plate of fried potatoes.
There's some white stuff on this plate.
empty pizza box, dirty plate, dirty glass.
Want me to get you a plate?
One plate, one cup, one chair.
I'm just going to use a...
And full plate metal for 16 hours. This plate's cold, which is a pity.
Plate. Plate.
Tennis players, basketball players, jumpers, and gymnasts are typically at risk.
John is the best player we have.
Well, you're one great card player, Mike.
I'm looking for a sharp DVD player.
Football and hockey players wear shoulder pads.
These young players are indeed very gifted.
I had a weakness for showgirls.
Best charades player I know.
Sorry, sir, only players at the table.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
It is. He's a football player.
The exceptional tennis player won the championship.
Is the guitarist.
Bass player, actually.
And lead singer.
Player.
Player.
World's Playground Year of the Lord, 1923.
The playground was indeed a very special place.
Equals is usually assembled in the playground for meetings.
Our playground is in front of the classrooms.
They celebrated their adulthood at the school's playground.
On our school playground on May 16th.
Legs. Okay, let's go down to the playground right now.
Shall we meet on the playground?
The playground is now in front of the school.
Our top story today is concerning hazardous school playgrounds.
Do not want Emma going to the playground.
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 Pleasure to have you.
Pleasure to be here.
Pleasure to meet you. All right.
Hi, I'm Guy. Pleasure.
It will be my great pleasure, Marilyn.
Pleasure meeting you, too.
No, that is your turf, Linda. You should do that.
Thank you, Frank.
It's our pleasure to have you here.
A. It was a pleasure to meet you.
I think you are mistaking business with pleasure.
Thanks for the ice cream.
My pleasure.
Summer Breeze is my guilty pleasure song. Dr. Cooper, pleasure to meet you, sir.
Pleasure.
Pleasure.
His hand came out of his pocket.
The tickets are in my coat pocket. There is a hole in her pocket.
Susan, don't freak out.
Frantically searching his pockets for his ticket.
Really, talk to me about that pocket watch.
Yeah, you have the ring?
Yeah, right here in my pocket.
He counted the coins in his pocket. Coggan, however, put it in his pocket.
Well, that's like money in your pocket.
Ellen McCartney labels in the pocket, too.
Check his pockets while you're at it.
Pocket.
Pocket.
The point is 15. Give the little.
Young child gets a 2.5. A 2.5.
Point to the desk and point to the door.
Missing the point.
Oh, I'm getting the point.
Point to the blackboard and point to the door.
It closed up 567 points after closing down 1,175 points the previous day.
This all leads to one final point.
Yes, that's a good point, Anna. Anna?
This seems absurd, which was Schrodinger's point.
Okay, so at this point the dealer...
The president pointed out of the window.
I think you get the point, but I think you're getting the point.
That is not the point in question.
Point.
Point.
The police took me to the police station. Police say several civilians and 3 police officers were hit.
I'm calling the police.
Oh, no.
The hotel? It's behind the police station.
I'm headed down to the police station.
Our police are doing a good job.
I'm going to phone the police, Roger.
Did you report to the police station?
The police need to know the truth.
Police.
Police.
Polly can say, "Poor Paul! Poor Paul!"
Why are you polling? The election's over. It's polling 10 points behind last election.
And your poll numbers just keep dropping.
Nixon is still ahead in the polls.
Should have never.
Can a brother get some bee pollen?
So I just got some new polls.
Eat the whole straw poll expectations game.
The polls will be closing shortly.
Wear it.
Come on, have you seen the polls?
Like bits of fossilized pollen or spores.
The polls, however, told a very different story.
This poll is now closed.
No one is taking that poll seriously.
Oh, see you at the polls.
It would not be government by public opinion poll.
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 And it's hard to take out the pollutants.
It is not that the pollutants do not bind to the protein, they do.
But right now, there's not much wind to blow pollutants away.
And ozone itself is a potent air pollutant.
What did scientists previously notice about pollutants in the Arctic?
To help fight the problem, the WHO announced new guidelines aimed at reducing household pollutants.
Our air quality now suffers from the effects of pollutants emitted directly from our cars.
Some paints incorporate tiny silver particles, which capture atmospheric pollutants.
But he says that wasn't his motivation for studying pollutants in the deep ocean.
However, of all the environmental pollutants, air pollution is being called the most dangerous.
Among them is the Obama administration's plan to reduce pollutants from coal-powered electricity plants.
On-board sensors measure the percentage of pollutants contained in different fuel mixtures.
The plan aims to reduce pollutants, improve drinking water, and promote water saving.
Pollutant.
POLLUTANT.
You pollute my home with these presents.
You're polluting my perfect serene dream life. Why?
The government should clamp down on environment polluters.
Computer answered. Humans polluted Earth.
This pollutes the earth and kills animals and plants.
Pollute.
POLLUTE.
Our topic was environmental pollution and protection.
The air pollution is so serious here.
A pollution warning system is being established.
The pollution from factories filled the air.
Today, there is a lot of pollution.
That's great. None of us likes pollution.
Fog is a form of air pollution.
Pollution from smoke and dust vitiates the air.
But there would be no pollution on Mars.
This pollution can cause health problems and global warming.
The city also causes severe noise pollution.
Measures to cut air pollution have been taken before.
Pollution.
POLLUTION.
Porter.
Full Grand Plie and return. Port bra forward.
The Durban port is the main port for imports and exports in South Africa.
Starboard port, 18 gallons.
Yes.
Sorry, I am not going to keep...
The taxi is a small Swiss aeroplane called a pilotus porter.
When will this ship enter the port?
Gdansk, obviously, because it's a port city.
Its port erect with consciousness of truth.
Never mind. This is Porter Connect.
The port to be also starboard.
Huh? They chill the port there.
Bruce! The portable toilets are clogged again!
Port. PORT.
That's the new official position.
Why are you interested in this position?
His position has been replaced by others.
His position has been superseded by others.
So we're in an extremely frustrating position.
I am very interested in this position.
You laid out all your positions.
Women are often excluded from authority positions. The seriousness of the position you're in.
Twice as mad at having been put in that position. I
achieved a position of some stature.
You risked your life, your position, everything.
That puts me in a difficult position.
Right, you're right. This is about your positions.
Position.
Position.
We posted them.
The pigeons.
We posted the pigeons.
Alan was offered a post in the post office recently.
Near the lamp post, there's a post office.
We're targeting the post-bars demographic.
I must definitely get that fellow posted.
Do you remember our new postcode?
4. I labeled the parcel before posting it.
He reminded me to post the letter.
Our prices are posted on the board.
He has no qualifications for the post.
I'm posting this online, right now.
I should call Bob Saget.
Oh, this arrived in the afternoon post, Daisy.
Post.
Post.
Are you an undergraduate or a postgraduate, arts or sciences?
Only postgraduates?
Yes, postgraduates only. I've nothing at all to do with undergraduates.
All my family members encourage me to take the postgraduate entrance exam.
Well, I'm in charge of all the admissions of postgraduate students in the university.
I hope that you will enjoy your postgraduate study and achieve a good grade.
I'm in charge of all the admissions of postgraduate students in the university.
I'm in one of the halls of residence for postgraduate students. You know, International House.
At the moment, I think we've got 2 second-year students and 1 postgraduate from this country.
I guess congratulations are definitely in order since you have passed the postgraduate exam with flying colors.
2. If you make every effort to the company, you will have a great chance to attend the on-the-job postgraduate.
2 years ago, she and her husband, who had both been doing postgraduate work at Columbia University, returned home.
Postgraduate.
Postgraduate.
QD with the same particulars.
Could you tell me the particulars?
Does what our model requires in all particulars.
On your appointment, you'll be issued a written statement of particulars of employment.
Ah, that's bad luck. Well, I'll need to get some particulars first. Sarah, what's your full name?
You will easily comprehend from these particulars that Mr. Wickham's circumstances are not so hopeless as they are generally believed to be. I would have thanked you before, my dear aunt, as I ought to have done, for your long, kind, satisfactory detail of particulars.
He did not want to discuss the particulars of this case, but he did tell me it's important to let the process play out.
He owed a great deal in town, but his debts of honour were still more formidable. Mr. Gardiner did not attempt to conceal these particulars from the Longbourn family.
Well, let me just check that I've got these particulars right.
Particulars.
Particulars.
Test paper 6.
Moustache. Mouth. Movie. Muscle. Museum. Music. Musicals. Musicians. Nap. Nature. Naught. Neck. net, newspaper, night, noise, north, northeast, northwest, nose, note, notice, nurse, nursery, nursing, nut, nutrition, objectives, occasions, occupants, ocean, oculist, ointment, option, order, ordinary, organizer, original, outline, overdraft, owner, ownership, Oxford, package, page, paint, painting,
pair,
pal, palace, panic, paper, parcel, parent, park, parking, participant, passages, passenger, pastime, patient, payment, pedestrian, pension, pensioners, percent, performer, perfume, period, periodical, perk, permit, person, personality, pet, petrol, petroleum, philosopher, photo, photograph, physician, physics, pianist, piano, picnic, picture, pie, pill, pink, place, placement, plan, planners, plans, plant, planting, plastic, plate, player, playground, pleasure, pocket, point, police, poll, pollutant, pollute, pollution, port, position, post, postgraduate, particulars,